Hello everyone, welcome back. Today's goal was to confirm that a 50-yard zero on an AK-47 will give you a second zero at 150 yards. Okay, so that was the goal. This is an AK-47 Romanian WASR. I've talked about this before. This has the Holosun 403C red dot. This is the solar powered red dot. And I did a prior video on this where I shot my best group on that rifle is about 3 inches at 100 yards. So I believe it was slightly less than 3 inches. I think it was like two inches and maybe 3/4 or something like that. But basically, it was 3 inches at 100 yards. And what I saw, I had zeroed this rifle in at 50 yards. I saw that at 100 yards, it was somewhere between 3 and 4 inches high. And I suspected that the second zero, okay, the point at where the bullet was coming down, would be at about 150 yards. Okay, so for those of you not familiar, basically there's about 2 inches between 2.5 inches between the barrel and this line of sight. So basically, I have this set up so that the two converge at 50 yards. So before 50 yards, it's going to be shooting a little bit low. At 50 yards, I have a bullseye. Then after that, it keeps rising. At about 100 yards, it reaches its apex, which is 3 to 4 inches high. And then from that point, it starts descending. Okay, so I suspected that it would come back down into that line of sight at about 150 yards, and I was correct. This is one of the groups I did this several times today. This is an ugly one, and the reason is because when I did a 5-shot group, and one of the shots basically it came through the back of this box, and part of my backstop came back through, and you can see a piece of wood actually lodged in the paper that actually came in through the backside, and actually there was another piece of wood that came through that hole right there. But the actual bullets that I shot was 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay, so between the two furthest points, I got about 7 1/4 inches. So that's a 7 1/4 inch at 150 yards with this AK-47 WASR. Now this looked really ugly, for the reason that basically everything, I had part of the backstop come through the front and a piece of wood get lodged in there. So I wanted to try it again. Today's a pretty crappy day. I mean, it's basically I'm getting some light snow. I can also see I'm not having my best shooting day. And the way I know that is when I take my shot, I have my red dot, because basically I'm using a red dot on this rifle. When I pull that trigger and the gun goes bang, I want that red dot to basically go up a little bit and come right back down on the target. If it jumps left or right, it usually means I pulled the trigger. So, that's how I know that today I'm not doing my best shooting, but, it still allowed me to confirm that I have that a second zero at 200 yards. So I think another stab at this, again at the 150 yards. This looks great because I have a nice cluster here of about 4 inches. But excuse me, this was a 7-shot group that I did, and I got one bullet there, one bullet there, one bullet there. So I know that was me kind of pulling the trigger a little bit. So that's basically my bad. But still, basically, I've got at 150 yards, I've got about a 9-inch group with this AK-47 WASR. Like I said, I'm kind of fighting the elements a little bit today. I've got some snow. The snow that's been coming down at different rates at different times. Sometimes, because this is a white paper, so when you got white snow coming down, it makes it a little harder to see. Part of the reason why I use the white paper is because it stands out against the landscape. Later on when the ground gets covered with snow, I'll probably be using orange paper, but the ground isn't really completely covered with snow yet, so I'm still using the white paper. Now, one of the things that you guys may have noticed is on this Holosun 403C, what I did is I have a bit of painter's tape over the solar panel, and the reason is that in when you're in solar mode, the the red dot adjusts automatically, and it's really set up in auto mode so that on a bright day you can come up, find that red dot, and put it really quickly on your target. So the red dot is designed to be overwhelming so that you get that fast target acquisition. However, when you are shooting at distance and trying to get really tight shots, trying to get really nice grouping, the red dot does overpower the target. So with this 403C, what I'm able to do is I am able to switch it to manual mode and power it down. However, basically you got to hold it down for like 2 seconds, and then when you're done, you got and basically you're using your battery at that point. So one of the things I have found is I just put a little piece of actually 2 pieces of painter's tape on the solar panel, and that gets the red dot usually to exactly where I want it. And the other cool thing is that I'm still working off of solar power, so I'm not using my battery. So I'm able to get the benefit of powering down without having to switch into battery mode. Okay, I'm still running on solar power mode. So it's a really cheap, easy solution. The painter's tape is really, doesn't have a really strong stick, so it'll come off without, leaving sticky residue behind on your solar panel. Now, obviously, you're not going to go to war with something like this, but if you're just looking to, to basically get, to do a little practice at distance, and you want to power down your red dot and not use up your battery, this is a solution that you guys may want to try out. So if you guys got any questions, comments, let me know in the comment section. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you guys are not a member of my channel, please subscribe. And if you're on YouTube, hit that bell button so you get notifications of all the new videos I put up. I'll talk to you guys next time.